Sunday. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bucket Better Wrestling Show. I am Max Whitman, your host with the most. Welcome to the show. Today is Sunday. What do we got? Sunday, March... What's today's date? March 17th. Sunday, March 17th. And what we got here today... So, this is In Your House... February 1995. We missed Friday's episode. And actually, we did not miss Friday's episode. What happened with Friday, and the reason this show is going up today on Sunday, is because, so In Your House was recorded. And when I brought it into Camtasia to edit it, when I finished the recording and Camtasia came up, I went to add in a little bit of media. Camtasia froze up on me. I let it sit for about an hour, hoping that it would pop back and it would work. It didn't. I had to Control-Alt-Delete, and the project was not saved. So, that brings us here to Sunday, and I wanted to do it Friday night, didn't get a chance to. Wanted to do it Saturday morning, got called into work early and held late. Didn't get home till last night about 9, 10 o'clock. Fell asleep pretty quickly, and didn't get a chance to get it up. So that brings us here to Sunday. But we're gonna get this show up just so we can stay on track with our Fallout show on Monday and try and stick as close to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday as possible. So I apologize. We are 2 days late on this show, and unfortunately, if you've ever played TEW, you are well aware that you can't rerun a show. Once the show runs, you can't rerun it. So this is going to be a lot of me talking today. I've got the show pulled up here in our show history. But we can't go through it segment by segment. So, as you can see, our show did score an 87, one of our better pay-per-views. We sold out the Rupp Arena in Kentucky, down in the southeast. We had 23,500 fans, 44,290 additional buys on pay-per-view for a .09 pay-per-view buy rate. So, not a great pay-per-view buy rate, but... I haven't really been watching our pay-per-view buy rates, so I don't really know if we're up, down, even, whatever. So that's something I'll start keeping an eye on going forward. So I'm just gonna do a real quick video here. It's gonna be real quick, where I just run through a little bit of what happened, get you guys caught up, and we'll move on into March, and then WrestleMania right around the corner. So we opened up our pre-show with Bam Bam Bigelow defeating Glenn Gilberti. It was a 73 rated match, not terrible. Shawn Michaels opened the show by defeating Taz with the Sweet Chin Music. That one scored an 80. Taz, if I remember correctly, pulled a 61, and HBK pulled a 93 in that match. So Taz doing all right. He's not getting the same kind of push that Jericho got, but he is getting a pretty solid mid-card push. He's winning all his matches on Superstars. He's winning against the mid-card guys, and kind of jobbing out to the main eventers. So building that popularity, getting him on screen, getting him on a pay-per-view here with HBK. So even though he takes the loss, it's still a solid show for him. Then we get an angle with Diesel and Jeff Jarrett. It's basically just a regular match hype angle, scored a 72. You'll notice the first half of my show was all in the 70s, and I was actually getting a little worried because Viewers Choice, our pay-per-view company, they want an 84 rated show for all the time, for everything, for the slot that we're in. So I was actually getting a little worried. You'll see, Chris Candido and Lawler defeat Tatanka and the Navajo Kid. That scores a 71. What that is, basically, that's a cheap win. There was a ref bump. Tatanka and Lawler, cheat a little bit. New ref comes in, counts it. 1, 2, 3. Lawler and Candido get the win over Tatanka and the Navajo Kid. Scores a 71. Sid Vicious defeats Adam Bomb by count out with a 71. Vicious basically power bombs him outside, rolls back into the ring, and picks up the victory by count out. So again, not a super clean win, but they were both brawling outside the ring. Sid Vicious able to crawl back in before Adam Bomb. The New Heart Foundation going to defeat the Smoking Guns. That scores a 75. So a little bit on the lower side for where I went with the Heart Foundation, but the Smoking Guns aren't that great an opponent for them. I think the Smoking Guns both pulled a 55, and then Owen pulled an 85, Neidhart a 70, something like that. So we do get an angle with Chris Jericho and Razor Ramon, and that's basically Jericho and Razor just talking about their match coming up. That scored a 94, so that's a real solid rating. Diesel defeats Jeff Jarrett to retain the Intercontinental Championship title. So that's a 75. that was a match that I was hoping for a little bit more from. I was hoping for a bit more out of Jarrett, if I remember correctly, and I can't see the ratings that they got here. But if I remember correctly, Jarrett was down in like the low 60s for his rating there. So it does further the Diesel versus Power Cat storyline a little bit, and kind of feeds into, what's going on, what's going to happen with that going into WrestleMania, that whole deal. But not a great match, not a terrible match though, but I was a little bit worried at this point when our Intercontinental match only scored a 75. I was a little worried that we weren't going to make the 84 grade. Next up is our semi-main event. It's Yoko Crush defeating the Hardy Boys to retain the tag team titles, and that pulled a 78. So I had debated putting the Intercontinental title on second to last or putting the tag match on second to last. I went with the tag match because I felt like I had a feeling it was going to score better. Yokozuna always puts on a good show, and I was right. So it does score 78. Yokozuna gets the pinfall on Matt Hardy. So the Hardy Boys get a title shot. They come up a little bit short. But I'm hoping that that match against Yoko Crush, even in losing, is going to help boost their popularity against babyface. What I noticed is I was really working to fill my babyface tag team ranks, because when I first started, I had way more heels than babyfaces, and I just, looking at it now, I need a heel tag team, honestly. So with the breakup of Sid and Adam Bomb, that leaves Yoko Crush and the Hart Foundation as my only two top heel tag teams. The Head Shrinkers are in there now as the mid-card heel. And then on the babyface side, we've got the Hardy Boys, the Nasty Boys, who else is in there? The Dudley Boys. We got a lot of boys. The Hardy Boys, Nasty Boys, Dudley Boys. But I actually am kind of happy with the way it is right now. So right now, with the Hart Foundation and Yokozuna and Crush, our two top heel tag teams. And then on the opposite side, you've got the Nasty Boys, and who else actually? Who's my other babyface tag team? The Smoking Guns. So the Smoking Guns would be the other babyface tag team, and then the Steiners, if and when Scott ever comes back and stays clean. So I do like the potential of the Steiners and the Nasty Boys on the babyface side, and the Hart Foundation and Yoko Crush on the heel side as the two top tag teams. I'm not super sold on the Nasty Boys, which is the reason I'm pushing the Hardy Boys as hard as I am. And then we also have, obviously, Bubba and Devon. We got the Dudleys in developmental, waiting for their opportunity to come up. So that could be a babyface tag team there. So I do think our tag team division is strong. We've got good, solid talent on both sides. Our heel side is really strong. Our top two heels, at least. And then even the undercard there with the Head Shrinkers on the mid-card heel is a good, solid half of the tag division. And then on the babyface side, a little bit weaker, but still up there with the Hardys, the Nasty Boys, the Dudleys, the Smoking Guns. It's in there. But I am happy with the tag team division. I am. I would like to bring in maybe one more strong tag team, but we'll see. I want to run, at some point, a tag team tournament, and when that happens, then I'll bring in some outside tag teams on like pay-per-appearance deals, and treat that tournament sort of as a tryout for a new tag team. But anyway, we get our angle with Vader. Basically, it's just Vader talking, he's hyping his match. That scores an 81, so I'm happy with that. And then our main event of the evening is The Undertaker defeats Vader, Chris Jericho, and Razor Ramon in a fatal four-way match to retain the WWF title. He pinned Chris Jericho after a chokeslam. That scored a 91. Biggest thing to note about this, when I saw the 91, I knew that we'd be okay. We'd top the 84. I didn't think we'd hit an 87, so I was really happy with that. One thing to note about this match, Undertaker and Razor both pulled 91s, and Chris Jericho pulls a 90 for the first time in his career. Vader was right behind at an 87. So a big step for Chris Jericho to show, that he can go in there and pull a 90 rated performance. Granted, he's in there with The Undertaker, he's in there with Razor, he's in there with Vader, all guys who are top tier talents that can help him out. But it speaks to the speed of his development that in just under a year, when we first got him around SummerSlam, when we opened the, he was our first signing essentially, and he was pulling, 50s, even against top-rated guys. He was going against the Macho Man and Bret Hart. He was pulling, 50s to 60s. To now be able to top that 90 mark for the first time with us is a huge milestone for him. Still just 23 years old. Still at just 23 years old to reach that milestone is tremendous. So it scores a 91. We close out the show with an angle with The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, essentially. So The Undertaker just, drops to the knee, holds the belt up in the ring, and we get a view backstage of Shawn Michaels watching on the small TV screen. It scores a 76. We probably would have been better off without that segment. I thought it would score better than a 76, but it didn't. But you live and you learn. So we end up with an 87 grade. Good, solid episode of In Your House. We're heading on into WrestleMania. I got a lot of good stuff planned for it. I know this episode has kind of felt more just like me sitting here and chatting. It's been a really kind of a relaxed episode. I almost don't even know how to end it. But I do apologize. There's nothing I really could have done, when Camtasia shit the bed on me. So I'm actually hoping that when I end this recording, it doesn't shit the bed on me again. And if it does, I'll have to figure out a way to handle it. But for now, that's going to do it for tonight, guys. Today, I should say. It's going to be going up around 1 o'clock in the afternoon when this goes up on the Eastern Coast. So, folks, if this was your first time joining, thanks for stopping by. Go ahead, click like, click subscribe. All those subscriptions let me know that I'm doing something right, and I'm doing something that you guys want to see. Building into WrestleMania, we've already got our main event. I'm excited for it. It's Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Really, arguably our first big match of the save. Even since the beginning, since SummerSlam. You look at title matches, it was Bret versus Owen, Bret versus Jericho. Jericho versus Undertaker was a big match, but not a crazy big match. Tatanka got a match against Jericho. This is Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. This is the first potential 100 rated match that we're going to get. I've never had a 100 rated match. It's going to be at least a 90. But it's really our first really big match. So our main event is on the table. It's HBK versus The Undertaker. Diesel needs an opponent for WrestleMania. He's in the feud with the Power Cats, so we probably can make a choice. You probably can figure out it's one of two guys essentially that he'll get. The tag team titles, Yoko Crush need a new challenger. What's going on with Tatanka and Lawler? We got some good storylines here. So I'm excited for WrestleMania. I was looking at my card for Mania yesterday. Top of the card is stacked. I'm not quite happy with the undercard, but we got a month. We got 4 weeks of TV to fill out that undercard. So, folks, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you sitting down with me this beautiful Sunday. It's not quite as warm as it was on Friday, but it's been nice. So thank you for stopping by. Don't forget, if you're new, come on back, hit subscribe. Come on back every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, usually. Obviously, sometimes some things pop up and we don't make our deadlines. If you're not new, thanks for stopping by. Go ahead, leave a comment down there. I love interacting. I read all those comments. I try and respond to every one of them. So, guys, thanks for stopping by. Go on out. Enjoy this beautiful Sunday. I know I will. That's not true. I'm working today. But actually, I don't mind my job. I like going to work. So I will actually enjoy myself today. And, I will see you guys tomorrow. We will be on track for tomorrow. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then, folks, WrestleMania coming next Wednesday. So we'll have, we got Monday Night Raws, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then that next Monday, and then the Wednesday after this one is WrestleMania 11, folks. Don't miss it. Tune in. Be here. Be there or be square, folks. Get on out of here. Enjoy the weekend. I know I will. Have a good day.